and we can go back there. We've got all the reaction on its way, but we're going to speak to Gianfranco Zola, who at half-time was very happy with Chelsea, and I'm sure very happy at that 90 minutes, particularly that second-half performance, Gianfranco.
Well, to be honest, also the first one wasn't bad. Probably, obviously, we didn't see the quality of the goals that they came in the second half. I think that was the big difference, that Chelsea could produce such high quality in the last 20 meters, something that Tottenham couldn't, and it's been a big difference.
And talking of high quality, it seems only right that your good self should talk us through Hakim Ziyech's strike.
Well,
how good was this? How special?
Well, I think also Callum Odoi did a fantastic run there. He made an unbelievable thing. But then this is unbelievable. I was actually just right behind him in the line, and the quality of the strike was amazing. You couldn't place even with your hands there. So unbelievable. No, it's a great goal.
Azpilicueta obviously plays a large part in that, because he creates the space by going on the overlap, and then Sessegnon, I think it is, has to go to his left-hand side, which then opens it up, doesn't it, Gianfranco?
No, absolutely. He opened it up, but he had a very quick mind to see the shot and place it. So it's a tremendous quality from him. Unbelievable. It's one of those goals that you pay for, to go to watch them.
Absolutely. And as we touched upon at half-time, Gianfranco, you are in a correct position to talk about strikes of such quality. So let's go back, sorry, Glenn, to 2003, and you can remember this one. Similarity?
Yeah, well, it was a free kick, so it was easier than this one. Let's put it this way.
But how difficult is it to put it right in the top corner like you did then and Ziyech did today?
Well, I think it's about imagination. You have to visualize the shot, obviously, and then be brave to try it. And I think that was good for me, and it was the same for Ziyech. He saw straight away the shot that he wanted to take. He's in his qualities, and he tries. Sometimes it comes, but when you have the qualities got, more likely it goes in.
Glenn, come on, you scored a few of these as well.
No, I think Gianfranco's hit it right, the nail on the head. It's the visualisation for that split second that you actually send it just outside the post, and it comes back round, because you've got that ability. You've got that ability to bring it out and bring it back again, and that's what Ziyech's done. That's what Gianfranco's just done in that free kick. So it is a very quick split second that you see it almost before you actually do it, and that's the top quality players have got that.
Did you feel around the stadium once that had gone in, that was such a lift, it calmed everyone down, Gianfranco?
No, absolutely. I mean, Chelsea was playing better, you could see that. And for me, it was just about waiting, being patient and waiting for the right strike. And it happened, and they got another goal, and deservedly. I mean, that has been the difference between the two teams. Two very strong teams, but one team was able to produce much more quality in the last 20 meters, something that Tottenham failed to do.
Headed goal for the second one. You were interested in reacquainting Thiago Silva and Harry Kane.
I would just like to know Gianfranco's opinion, because he said it was a free kick in the first half where Harry pushed Thiago. Just watch Thiago here. The shove there beforehand, just to create a bit of space. Any difference in that?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, I might sound a little bit impartial, but I think this one was just blocking him a little bit. Maybe it could have been a foul, but very rarely, Alan, they give those fouls.
Yeah.
I think the problem there is that there's so many bodies there. There's so many bodies in that lineup, and the attackers going in, defenders trying to block people. Harry's one was a lot easier. This is one-on-one, and there you can just see the hand go on his back. So now there's not much of a touch there, got to say, but I think Thiago Silva used his experience there and goes down very, very easily.
For the record, I don't think either are a push. Just so you know, as we said at half-time, I would have been bitterly disappointed if that's been given. I agree with Glenn in terms of what he says of how the experience of Thiago Silva he goes down with that little touch there. But then on the other hand, he shoved himself that space to get that headed second goal.
Gianfranco, overall, after 4 games without a win and losing the lead at Brighton in the week, how much did Chelsea need that today?
Well, they needed it very much, and you could see they were very focused on this game. They desperately wanted a game to win it, and they show everybody that they are not in such a trouble. I believe that Chelsea has slowed down because of the schedule. They played 11 matches in 30 days, so it's totally normal at this time of the year to slow down a little bit. But today they've shown a lot of strength and quality at the same time.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that they've changed their shape today. They changed their shape and they've still managed to win the game. You know, they've gone into a 4. They did it in the cup. Very rarely does Tuchel do that in the Premier League, and it just shows you their flexibility. It suited this game. It was a derby match. They've beaten Spurs twice in a short period of time, and I think Tuchel's looked at it and thought, you know, we're not playing at our very best yet. Let's make it a tougher 4 to get through. Normally at home against Tottenham or against any team at home, they're a bit more free-flowing. And Spurs certainly came to stifle a little bit. That's why first half, the quality wasn't there today from either team. We know Chelsea can play better. We certainly know Spurs can play better. And the gap was there for everyone to see between Chelsea and Spurs.
I just thought it was a different Chelsea today to the one that we saw in midweek. Different attitude. Yeah. Yes, a different system. But it was a much better Chelsea performance today. I know, Glenn, it wasn't as going as well as it could have in that first half, but I still felt they were the better team. They were looking the more dangerous, certainly, the chances they created. And once in that second half, they got that first goal. They sort of killed the game and were much, much better.
All the things we analysed before the game about Tottenham at Leicester, playing quickly, winning the ball and breaking quickly, that's where we thought Spurs might actually catch Chelsea out. They hardly did it at all. They never had the opportunity. They didn't have the mentality and the confidence to play that sort of way and play quickly and get in behind. And they're off their target today, Tottenham, without a doubt.
Okay. Goals then in the first half at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and Spurs, although Glenn was out of his seat at one stage as Harry Kane put it in the back of the net, only to see it not given.
Yes, I thought it was, when I first saw it, I thought it was a goal, no problem. But you just see Harry Kane put his arm out. Now, I think Thiago Silva, with his experience, turns that into a big foul in the referee's eye. The fact that Harry's put his hand in there, I think it's very harsh, but I can understand why the referee has given it. There's the one, and he's just given him a push. Now, without that touch on his back, does Silva clear the ball? That's the question for me, and I think that's what the referee's made his decision. It looks like he's pushed him away, so he can't get back to the line of the ball, and that's where Harry's taken the advantage. I thought it was a goal at the time. Now I've looked at it again. You give the referee a chance. You give the referee a chance to make that decision, which is a tight one, if you put your hand on someone's back in that position.
Centre forward's view, please. If Alan Shearer's goal had been scratched off for that,
I think we know what Alan's going to say.
Absolutely devastated if that goal was taken away from me. Thiago Silva has been very, very cute, very clever. He's made the referee's mind up, I think, in terms of, yes, Harry's touched him. Is it enough for him to go
down
over?
The way he did?
I don't think so, but I think Thiago Silva has used all of his experience, and he's got lots of it. He's used all of his experience there to get a foul. I think it's very harsh.
Yeah, I think a young defender doesn't go down there, probably. But looking at it from the other angle that we've just seen, there is a definite push there. And from that angle, it's not so much. But there, you've got a touch on his back, and his experience, he feels that hand on his back there, and he goes down. Look, he starts going at the right time. And for me, listen, it's a soft one, but I understand why a referee would give that. Because it looks we're looking at it slow motion. Yeah. When you're looking at that at normal motion, they're both going in there at pace. It looks like he's pushed him, and that's why I think the referees give it.
Okay, and we must make the point as well that the referee obviously gave it on pitch as well initially. What about the centre forward at the other end, Romelu Lukaku? Got involved early on.
It's been a frustrating 45 minutes for him. it's a decent opportunity. Finds himself in lots of space. Dyer, for whatever reason, decides to leave him, and he pulls out there with his right foot. Could do better. And it didn't get much better for him. That's a glorious opportunity. Not a bad run, very good ball in. He just miskicks it. Just can't sort his feet out quick enough, and it's cumbersome, bit clumsy of him.
Poor technique, wasn't it? Really, he's sorting his feet out, but you can't give him that space. You know, for me, from a Spurs point of view, Dyer twice there has given him too much room. He's got to be touch tight. He shouldn't have that opportunity there. And if he gets another second half, and if it's on his left side particularly, that's in the back of the net.
But it's just not happening for him still, is it, really?
No, you can tell he's struggling with confidence, and every run's exactly the same, which we might look at the end of the game. I've said it before. I said it against the Brighton game. You've got to find an alternative way to try and get into behind, to try and draw the defender with him, to go short, then to spin the defender. If he goes short and the defender doesn't come with him, fine, then he can get the ball and take his touch and turn. But he's got to offer different options to give the defenders more problems, because everything at the minute is straightforward.
OK, let's get a quick view from Stamford Bridge. Gianfranco Zola is there for us today. Good to see you, Gianfranco. What have you made of that first 45 minutes?
Good to see you too, guys. Well, it's been a good game. I think Chelsea was the best team. They created more chances. They had more control of the game, more control of the ball. Probably they've been lacking a little bit of quality in the final part in the shots, but they were certainly better than Tottenham. Although Tottenham is dangerous, you can see that in counter a few times they pose a threat. So it's going to be close until the end, I believe.
And Tottenham had the ball in the back of the net. I'm taking it you think it was a clear foul by Harry Kane on Thiago Silva?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it was. My friends are over here. I think it was a push, and he had to be disallowed. Not a big one, but there was a push.
OK. We're going to speak to you a lot after the game, but just quickly, Gianfranco, do you remember a free kick against Glenn Hoddle's Tottenham in this fixture at Stamford Bridge?
I do remember something like that. It was a very pleasant memory for me. I don't know if it was for Glenn, but for me it was definitely a good one.
It wasn't a good one for me, I'm sure.
He's erased it.